could read every book about a particular topic in your lifetime. It turns out all information was stored in this nice currency called books. You could go to a library and you could read every book. How quickly do humans grow and add features? How quickly grow an extra brain? Let's graph that. How quickly do humans kind of evolve to catch up with this explosion of complexity? So it's kind of a flat line. Maybe it goes up a little bit. It turns out the ability for humans to cope with this explosion of complexity is tough because my brain's no bigger than my grandfather's brain. Yes, our kids are able to close that gap right there at the beginning, but the reality is that gap gets big really fast, and we really need to think about how to close that gap, and it's a huge opportunity for marketers. And I would say one of the biggest opportunities in the next 100 years, next 50 years for sure. In essence, we can make anything, and we can make it right. And so it shifts the question to what is the right thing to make, which means we better start listening to our customers and our users. And so the good news is there are patterns. How do we figure out how to make things right? Well, we do those paper prototypes. We go out and we do listening. We do shadowing. We can do a bunch of things. It turns out there's a whole collection of ways that you can do this very rapidly in sort of a lab environment and out in the world where you're able to find things out. We ended up spinning out an institute called Luma Institute that just teaches organizations how to do human-centered collaborative innovation. And it boils down to methods for looking and observing, methods for understanding the challenges and analyzing things, and methods for making and envisioning and prototyping and testing things. And if you look at the whole suite of tools, it's ethnographic, participatory, and evaluative. It is people and systems. It's patterns and priority. It's problems and how to frame them, and how to model and get them out there. And again, I'm not going to belabor this a lot. There's a whole chapter about this, and there are workshops out there, Luma workshops. But it's things like build your own, getting someone to build something from a framework. They're not going to invent your next product, but if you give them a framework, they're going to add all the details. Or buy a feature where you build out an economic game and you actually have people place bets with monopoly money on what feature they would buy. Or send people out and really do walk a mile, where you send them out and you have them walk around and you see what happens. And once you've done that, you can start synthesizing things. How do those people go through different interfaces, not just your mobile device, whatever device. It might be your mobile device. It might be a little Fitbit on your waist. It might be a screen at your home. You are interested in getting your goal, and you go through lots of interfaces to get your goal. Let's find those breakpoints and turn them into opportunities to drive new value. And so there are a whole bunch of, go ahead.
Interrupt you on that a little bit is, lately we've been hearing this kind of terminology we're calling, the marketing path to purchase, or,
yep.
Marketing spaghetti bowl.